roadside to Islam. It was a dream, but now, alhamdulillah, it's a reality. It's a reality.
There's a brother that I knew him before Islam. He's from South London, just like me. He went to the same secondary school as me, and he was 1 year younger than me. Before the deen, he was a pretty bad individual, had a bit of street cred, known to do bad things. All praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah guided him to Islam. And I remember when I heard the news that he became a Muslim, I was happy to hear this. But due to the circumstances and what I was doing in my life at that time, I wasn't able to speak to the brother. So a year or two went past, and then one day a brother called me and they got into a little situation, so I went to meet the brothers. So when I pulled up, I noticed that the brother that I was talking about I knew before the deen, I saw him amongst the brothers. So obviously when I saw him, I gave him a big smile, gave him a hug, and I said, you know, I'm so happy to hear that you're Muslim. But I said, right, now you've been in a religion for a little while, how are you finding it? How is your deen? How is your iman? How are you finding it being a Muslim? The brother said to me, you know what, I love Islam, I love the deen, but to be honest with you, I'm struggling. I'm finding it hard, it's not easy. I'm trying my best, but I'm going through the trials and tribulations, I'm going through the fitna. So I said to the brother, at the end of the day, don't make shaitan play with your head. We're all going through these trials and tribulation. We're all struggling out here. I've been Muslim longer than you and I'm still struggling, I'm still finding it hard. But no matter what you're doing, make sure you pray 5 times a day. No matter what haram you're doing, keep your connection between you and Allah, and inshallah Allah will aid you. And he was nodding his head and he was agreeing. Me and the brother, we spoke for about 45 minutes, then I had to leave, so I gave the brother my number and I said, if anything, just holler at me, we'll talk over the phone inshallah. Anyway, a few months went by. I got a phone call one morning, a brother called me. He's like, Salaam alaikum. I'm like, wa alaikum salam. I'm like, what's happening, Aki, you alright? He's like, Rod, didn't you hear what happened last night? I'm like, no, what? Tell me what happened last night. He goes, right, the brothers went out. Couple of the brothers, couple other people went out. And that brother that I'm talking about now got into a little situation in a nightclub. And cut a long story short, someone pulled out a gun and shot him in his head. So I was like, subhanallah, is he okay? Is he in hospital? Like, what hospital is he in so I can go and see him? He's like, nah, Aki, the brother passed away. So I said, where did he pass away? In a nightclub? He said, yeah, he passed away in a nightclub. Now, why am I telling you this story? The reason I'm telling you this story is for you to think about your life. You plan, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best of planners. Many of us think we've got time. Many of us think that, you know, I'm going to practice later on in my life. I'm going to enjoy my youth, and then inshallah when I get older I'm going to take my deen serious. But who's told you that you got a contract that you're going to live to see a certain age? Who can even prove to you that you're going to live to see even tomorrow? So as a Muslim, we need to think and be careful and realize our purpose of life. Another thing we have to remember is that, subhanallah, I'm sitting here doing this reminder today, 4 years on, and wallahi, I completely forgot about the brother, and nobody don't talk about him. So there's another thing that we need to think about. You could be the man today, everyone knows you, everyone's phoning your phone, but once you pass away, life goes on, people move on. So you need to think about your life. Think about the people that you're spending your time with. Think about the people that you choose to be your companions, because at the end of the day, they're your companions today, and tomorrow they could be your enemies. Now, many people on the street are going through the street life, going through the struggle, and many brothers as well are going through the same kind of hardship. But we haven't got that as much as excuse as the other people, because we've got the best example. We've got a role model to look up to, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As a Muslim, we can't make no excuses. We've got guidance, but it's whether we want to choose to accept and take the guidance or not. We have to remember why we became Muslim, why we accepted Islam, and understand our purpose of life and be clear upon it. Because at the end of the day, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ready to take your soul, there won't be no delay. We never know when we're gonna go. Some of us live a long life, some of us live a short life, but we know certainty that we're gonna die. So we need to prepare ourselves for the hereafter and do as much righteous deeds and pray that we don't have an evil end. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive this brother's sins and any other brother or sister who's died in a state like this. I mean.